What's up guys? Today we're talking about how to design a YouTube filming backdrop. As you can see, I am not in New York City right now. I am back home in Kansas just for Christmas break, but while I'm here, I am gonna be filming a lot of videos, so I wanted to set up a YouTube filming backdrop. So I thought I would share that process with you guys so you can set up YouTube filming sets in your houses, apartments, or wherever you film. So let's get into it. Step 1, choose a room. Ideally, you don't want a filming backdrop that you have to entirely set up and take down every time you film. So choose a room that you can both live in and film in. Step 2, lighting. Once you've chosen your room, look at where the windows are located. Fortunately, in my room, all the windows are located in one corner. It could get more complicated if you have windows located on multiple walls all around the room. The reason I'm talking about windows so much is because these can be your light source. Unless you have all your own lighting equipment, the cheap and easy solution is to simply use windows and that natural light to light your videos. If you do have all of your own lighting equipment, you actually might want to black out those windows with a curtain or a heavy blanket so that you can control all of the lighting in your room. Or you could do a kind of hybrid solution. That's what I do. I use the window as my key light, and I use the rest of my lights around the room to simply complete the shot and make it look nice. Now, you can film in any direction in your room you like, as long as the windows aren't directly behind you. When you're choosing which direction to film, you also need to know that you can either film with a flat wall behind you, or you can shoot into corners. Now, corners will provide more depth, leading lines, and honestly provide for a more interesting background. So I generally like to shoot into corners if possible, especially if you're shooting in a smaller space. Now, the last thing I'll say about lighting is that there is one major drawback to using windows as your main source of light. And that is that light can be ever changing. As you can probably see in this video, the clouds have been moving a lot, so that light source is constantly changing with how strong it is. So keep that in mind when you're choosing whether you want to use windows as your main light source. Step 3, arrange the essentials. Before you start decorating your filming backdrop, you need to organize the essentials, the things in your room that simply can't move. In this room, all of the furniture is built into the walls, so I can't really move things around a lot. My desk has to be in that corner, which means that my monitor has to be in that corner. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go all around my room and try to get those essential items looking as aesthetic as possible. Step 4, add decor. Now, I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it is the next step. Now, you could just add decorations to the tiny space behind where you're filming, but I want to help you guys create an entire space that matches your aesthetic, rather than creating this little makeshift background behind you while the rest of the room is messy. So I'm gonna work on decorating this entire room, and that way I can film in different parts of the room later on if I want to. Now, here's the thing about decorating a space in your house. Unless you just moved in, chances are you've probably had things decorated pretty much the way they are for a long time. And it gets so easy to simply get used to the way things look. You might not realize just how out of place certain pieces of art are just because they've always been on the walls. They don't stick out and bother you. So I recommend starting out with a clean slate. This doesn't mean throwing everything away. I just recommend taking everything off your walls and then slowly adding every item that you truly like, provides value, and matches your aesthetic. Now, before I play the before and after, let me just show you the journey that it's been in this space. This has been my room for 10 years, a decade before I went off to college, of course, and this is what it first looked like. Then I grew and updated it a little bit. Then last summer, I repainted all of the built-in furniture and installed new handles, which did make a big difference. And here is the transformation that has happened this week. So this is what it looks like after all my changes and updates. Literally everything I got came from Target, so I was able to save a lot of money and get some pretty quality things. The first thing I did is take down all those picture frames off my walls that I've had there since I was a kid that didn't really mean anything to me. Then I ordered some prints of photographs I've taken in Iceland, put those in picture frames from Target, and hung them on this wall. I know the wall looks pretty bare right now, but at least each of these photos mean a lot to me and still match my aesthetic. Next, I removed the ugly blinds that I've had on my windows forever, and I got these super cheap $4 expandable curtain rods and gray curtains to match. Now these curtains were $20, but they are blackout curtains, which is really cool, so that I can black out my windows if I want to use just my own lighting equipment, or I can open up the curtains and use that natural light. Lastly, I got a bunch of lights which I placed around the room. So I moved my string lights to run along this wall. I got a candle to add some more ambiance. I moved my monitor to this wall and put an LED light strip behind it. And I got this neon light, which I put on this built-in shelf that I had tried to install. It ended up being pretty crooked. I hope you guys can't notice. But I think it turned out pretty good. Adding lights to your space not only makes your image look brighter and better, but lights in the background give you that cool blurred out bokeh effect that a lot of YouTubers use. So place as many lights as you can in the background while you're filming. And now that the space is complete, I can film in this corner. I can also film in this corner. I can also film with this wall behind me, and I can film with this wall behind me. So I have lots of options for places to film in, and that's how I set up my YouTube filming backdrop. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you got something out of it, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.